So you may have seen right-wing commentary Benny Johnson talk about bulldozing neighborhoods in Washington, D.C.
I believe entire neighborhoods probably need to be emptied, need to be bulldozed. I believe that there are places that are so crime-ridden and so infested that you just need to, you're just going to have to crack down. You're going to have to do the job, and you're going to have to get the crime out of Washington.
This is not a new concept, right? First of all, they've done it before. They do smaller versions of this all the time through gentrification, where they pick out an area that's primarily black or brown, and they decide that it's crime-ridden in order to justify gentrifying it and making it a white neighborhood or a predominantly white gentrified area. This is a practice called pulling the weeds to let the flowers grow, which is a very nice way of saying we don't like these people, we want to get rid of them in order to let more of the people that we think are desirable into this area. Cops used to use this all the time back when they would go and they'd arrest, young teens in the area that were problematic, young black teens primarily. They'd say, oh, we're just pulling the weeds so that the flowers can grow. The thing is that these weeds are still our community members. They are still our fellow Americans. They are the individuals who need the support, not to be pulled up and thrown away. And if you watch this video, you might think to yourself, well, this isn't racist. This is not problematic. This is just some politician or political pundit pushing for reform in a community that he sees as dangerous.
It is one of the worst, most racist narco states and welfare states imaginable. In that neighborhood that I would walk every single day, racial epithets were screamed at us, rocks were thrown at us because we were white people. This city is a sunken place. It is an unsafe place.
The other part of this is that he acknowledges slightly that crime rates are actually down, but then the go-to argument for a lot of NIMBY folks is, I refuse to acknowledge that. I ignore the data in exchange for my own experience.
Don't believe the bullshit that you hear online from some reporters. Oh, crime's down in DC. Well, my infant nearly died in a drug fire after mass shootings. So no, DC is not safe, and I can tell you this as a matter of fact.
Every day, millions of Americans experience violence of some sort, and that is not necessarily reflective on the overall violent nature of a neighborhood or a community. Just because we experience it, that might be our whole world, but that does not mean that it is the whole world around us. I can go to the safest corner mart in the safest neighborhood and get mugged. It does not change that that is the safest corner market in the safest neighborhood. It just means that now my experience is that that is a violent place. Using that experience to try to change the narrative for everyone is a form of control. Often, if we can't control our environment, we will push for some sort of control. This is a form of violent gentrification rooted in racism by an individual who self-reports that he has been hurt and he wants to hurt others in order to control his world.